Welcome back, everyone. Today this video will walk you through the discharge process with a special emphasis on discharge prescribing and printing prescriptions. When you are ready to start the discharge process on a patient, you have two options. You may choose to launch immediately into the discharge plan by utilizing the discharge button, or preferably, to streamline the process, you may opt to open a discharge summary using the document button. Using the document button, I am able to start a new discharge summary on my patient. From within the discharge summary, you will be able to reconcile problems and do your discharge diagnosis, complete your narrative summary, as well as complete the required information in the discharge plan. You may add your discharge diagnosis to the discharge summary using the problem button. To do this, simply check off the Add to Doc button for the required discharge diagnosis. Select the Summary button to bring you to the portion of the discharge summary where you will be able to enter your course narrative via dictation or text. You may also choose to use formatted data to quickly insert important information here. From this location, you will also be able to enter your investigations and plan. When you have completed your documentation, select the back arrow to bring you back to the original page. From here, you may now enter the discharge plan. From within the discharge plan, you will be able to reconcile problems, complete your discharge order, complete your discharge medication reconciliation, print prescriptions and home med reports, as well as indicate any patient instructions or referrals that may be required. Select Reconcile Problems to reconcile any outstanding problems for this patient. Select Add New to order your discharge order, including any important physician's instructions in this free text box. Now that we have reconciled our problems and completed our discharge order, we can move on to the prescription part of the process. Select Prescriptions to complete your discharge medication reconciliation. You'll notice home medications are listed on the left-hand side of the screen, with visit medications listed on the right. You may choose to collapse the medication list to get a broader overview of the medications that require reconciliation at this time. Medications in this view will be sorted alphabetically by generic name, with home medications appearing near the top of the screen and visit medications appearing near the bottom. Any home medications that were reconciled during the visit should appear side by side with a reconcile link. Alternatively, you may choose to sort medications by drug class or trade name according to your preference. Now let's complete our discharge medication reconciliation. It is important to start the reconciliation by starting on the left hand of the screen, reconciling the home medications first. Making note of the patient comment entered during the admission medrec, I have decided to stop the aspirin for this patient. I will also stop the ibuprofen in this case. Moving down the left-hand side of the screen, I will continue on with my medication reconciliation. I can see the apixaban was continued from home and that it was last administered this morning in hospital, so I will continue this medication. You will notice that the RX pad image is not highlighted in this case. This means I am continuing the medication from home without a prescription. The patient will be able to continue their current prescription provided by their primary care provider. Moving on to the bisoprolol entry, I can see that bisoprolol was continued from home, however it is currently on hold during the hospital stay. So I will decide to hold this medication on discharge until it can be reassessed by the family physician. Moving along, I noticed for the patient's home furosemide that there are now yellow highlights indicating that a change has occurred. I can see that the patient was admitted taking furosemide 20 milligrams daily. However, during the visit, the furosemide was increased to twice daily. Since this medication was being taken at home by the patient, I will choose to continue the home medication and make the necessary dose adjustment. This will register as a change. Because I have done a dose adjustment, I will select the RX pad image to indicate that I will prescribe a new prescription for this patient. The duration and quantity may be entered as appropriate. Alternatively, you may choose to continue the new dose as a visit medication. In these cases, it is very important to remember to stop the corresponding home medication to prevent a duplication. Looking at our PPI, I can see that the patient came in taking Tecta. However, this was likely auto-substituted in hospital to Periot. I will continue the home Tecta in this case. I will adjust the remainder of the home medications following the same steps. Noting that wherever I continue a home medication, the corresponding visit medication will be automatically stopped to prevent an unnecessary duplication of therapy. I will now move on to reconciling our new visit medications. I will decide to continue the antibiotic, noting that when a new visit medication is continued, the RX pad is automatically highlighting, indicating this is a medication you will prescribe. Noting that the following visit medications were not being administered in hospital, I will decide to stop them at discharge. Any new medications that we wish to prescribe at the time of discharge may be done so using the Add New button. Since we have decided to stop this patient's prescription for ibuprofen, we can prescribe a new prescription for acetaminophen in its place. To do this, it is important to select the Search Medications button. The medication name can be typed into the search bar, where a list of options will appear below. Once you have selected your desired medication strength, various options will appear below. You may select any option and modify it to meet your needs. When you're happy with the entered prescription instructions, select Queue and Exit to return back to the Add New page. Prior to submitting your medication decisions, it is important to preview your medication reconciliation. This can be done by selecting the Preview button. From this view, I can see that we have prescribed 3 medications on discharge, indicated by the RX pad image. I can also see where medications were continued from home without a prescription, meaning that the patient will continue their home supply, as well as medications that were held or stopped during this visit. If any medications were missed on reconciliation, they will appear under No Action. To complete the required action, simply click on the name of the medication to return to the Reconcile screen. Now that we have previewed our medication reconciliation, we can go ahead and submit our orders using the Submit button. After the order submission is complete, you will be returned to the discharge plan, where you can again preview your medication reconciliation decisions, including new prescriptions denoted by the RX pad, continued, held, and stopped home medications. You will also notice, once the medication reconciliation is complete with all home medications addressed, a Finalize button will appear. When the patient is ready for discharge, select the Finalize button to confirm that the discharge medication list is complete and accurate. Once selected, the prescription will turn to Finalize status. Once prescriptions have been finalized, they are able to be printed from the discharge packet. To do so, select the printer icon and print by section. It is important to select both the home medication report as well as the prescription when printing. You will note that the discharge prescription will only contain those medications which are prescribed new at discharge. This will be signed and faxed to the pharmacy. The home medication list is a report of the medication reconciliation decisions you have made for your patient. As you can see, in addition to the new medications that were prescribed at the time of discharge, this report will also list the medications that were continued from home without a prescription, any changes that have occurred, any held medications or discontinued medications. It is important that this report is printed alongside the prescription to ensure that the community pharmacy and primary care provider receives accurate medication information on this patient. Now that we have completed the prescription portion of the discharge summary, we are able to continue on to complete any other remaining areas, including patient instructions or referrals. Proper use of referrals will be discussed separately in an additional video. Once all the components of the discharge plan have been filled out as required, you may select the back arrow to return to your discharge summary. Here you will note all of your medication decisions from your discharge plan have pulled into your discharge summary. It is important that you complete all prescription and medication reconciliation decisions prior to signing this document to ensure this information will populate. Once your discharge summary is complete, you may sign the document to complete the discharge process.